and welcome back to Much Ado About Rugby, where we chat about everything rugby. We are back with our Round 2 Six Nations highlights review. That did rhyme, yes, very good. And if you like the content, don't forget to subscribe and like the video for more rugby content. So let's just jump straight into it with our player of the round. Maxine, who was your player of the round?
My player of the round this week was Louis Rees-Zammit. I think he had an absolutely incredible game for Wales, arguably won them the game. I know you guys want to argue about that. But no, I thought he was absolutely brilliant. I think any doubters that there were with Louis Rees-Zammit, I think he proved them wrong and earned some calls for a Lions call-up. So, yeah, that was my player of the round. What about you guys?
Mal.
I think I partly agree with Maxon. I think Louis Rees-Zammit was the best I've seen him play. I usually think of him literally as just a finisher, just because he's so quick. But I think he did show he has a bit more than that, and he is proving himself on the international stage a bit more. But I also want to give a massive shout out to Hogg again, second week in the row. I thought he was a bit average before, like 2 weeks ago, but he's actually pretty incredible. And also shout out to Tyg Byrne for his another great performance for Ireland, because he's a beast.
Shouting out the Irish.
I don't know what Tyg Byrne. I don't know what Tyg Byrne did today, but it didn't look like much to me. I mean, they lost. So my player of the round is actually, oh god, I thought I'd pick him straight off the back, but it's also got to, it's got to be Stuart Hogg, surely. I mean, the man's in simply outrageous form. 2 tries, and oh my days, I just can't believe how fast he is. He just looks so switched on. Every time he has the ball, he looks dangerous. If he runs it back here, he beats 1, 2, 3 people every single time. It's just outrageous. You just can't. He is that so 15. That 15 shirt for the Lions is his at the moment to lose. It's his.
Yeah, I can't see anyone else taking it.
Because I don't know about you guys, but like thinking even like halfway through the season, I just really did not rate him that much. I thought he kind of lost it. Then the last few games, he's literally just
completely turned it on. It's just mental.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'd like to give some special shout outs though. I know England still underperformed on the weekend. However, special shout outs to this man here. I've got him on the front of the paper, Anthony Watson. He obviously scored a couple of really nice tries, one interception, one where he simply skies, I don't know what the word is, through the Italian defensive line after some dodgy passing along the line by England. But no, certainly he looks to be back on some good form, especially after, I don't know, I think I was having a chat with you boys on the text, maybe saying that Watson's maybe past it, but obviously sticking his nose out there with 2 tries against Italy, proving that he still has got a bit of something about him. Johnny May also with the flying finish in the corner, helping England to a 41-18 victory over not a decent Italian side, you know. Shout out again
they are getting better.
To Monty Ioane, who had a really, really good game. Also, I think it's Mayer, the back rower, who's seriously powerful and big bloke. So, yeah, but he goes without saying now, really, doesn't he? He's just going to play well every game.
He's 20 though. That's the thing. It's ridiculous.
He's quite a bit younger than us now, which is quite embarrassing. Quite embarrassing, really, when you think about it. I mean, I just turned 22.
Yeah, 20. Man, that's embarrassing. Yeah.
Why can't I play rugby for England? It's silly. Moving on swiftly to our team of the round, I think. So let's ask Maliki first. Who was your team of the round and why?
To be honest, I can't even think of a team of the round. I would if Scotland had won that, I would have given it to Scotland. Don't really want to give it to Wales, but I can say 100% not England. They won, but England have been bloody awful. Like, even though they won, I just do not enjoy watching them play, to be any more negative. But there needs to be some serious change. I think when Jack Willis, Bennell, they came on, it gets exciting. But obviously Willis getting that injury, Eddie Jones just being boring, picking the most boring team. What can you say? But I think also France, again, great week for them getting the win. Their defense was just ridiculous today. So yeah, probably France then.
Yeah.
Or Scotland, even though they lost.
Yeah, for me, definitely France team of the round. ground out a good win against a pretty boring Irish side that can sometimes be quite hard to beat. But yeah, no, I feel like that's just one they need to get past. But for me, France, come on, guys, they're winning it. Surely they're just going to walk the Six Nations. What do we think?
They're not, mate. They didn't walk at all today.
Yeah, but it's just a bump in the road, isn't it? And they're literally an outrageous side. They're going to win it. Like, who's going to beat them?
Yeah. I think Wales versus France will be interesting, but
Wales are literally jammed out 2 wins based off red cards.
It'll be interesting though.
Literally,
I'd love to see France absolutely destroy Wales, but it will still be interesting.
But Mal, as you mentioned last week, Wales are losing that game against Ireland if it's not for a red card, and they're losing the game against Scotland. They literally are. They're probably like with England, they're the worst team. But I'm really worried that they're going to gain some form going into like the France.
We're going to lose. We're going to lose to Wales, I reckon.
Yeah.
I actually reckon we will.
So jammy. I reckon they're just going to get a jammy. Like I reckon it's definitely between Wales and France. I think Wales. I've got a bad feeling they're going to jam it out. Sorry for any Wales fans, because they've just sweated out 2 red card wins. But yeah, I don't know. Ed, what do you think?
Well, a 1-point win. 25-24 over a Scottish team that looked very decent, and they were basically saved by some might say slightly controversial red card because of the mitigating factors involved. I personally think that due to the way the law has been written, he's charged in, he's tucked his arm, and therefore it is a red card. And the referees had to make that decision. I mean, maybe that needs a slight change in the wording of the laws, just saying like if the players. I don't even know. I think it just was a red card. It definitely wasn't as bad as Peter O'Mahony, but by the rule book, it is a red card. So yeah, Wales lucky, but I still think it's all going to come down to the England-France match because I think England hopefully will be able to find some form against Wales because they'll target this Wales match and think right, we got to sort our stuff out. Also, France and Ireland obviously seem more closely matched than maybe we once thought. 15-13 is quite a close game, let's not forget. And, I mean, yeah, France missed opportunities to kick goals and Jalibert didn't have the best game off the tee. So that's interesting as well. We'll see how that develops in the next couple of games for him, see if he can really handle the pressure of international rugby filling in Tamak's boots. There was one more thing that I wanted to mention. But I've forgotten what it is. So I guess we'll just move on swiftly to the Much Ado About Rugby moment of the round. Now, there was a bit of debate about this before. Maxine, you had one moment of the round that you did want to mention. What was it?
Well, obviously, Lou Rees-Zammit's chip over the top try to put Wales ahead in that game. I think that was a good moment. I was actually watching it with a few Wales fans, so I think they enjoyed that moment. But what was our official moment of the round?
Our official moment of the round was the Owen Watkin tap tackle in the last minute of the Wales game against Scotland at Murrayfield. What a tackle. Maliki, go into a bit more detail for us.
Absolutely ridiculous tackle. I think if you watch the game properly, you could see Duhan van Moer. He was gone through. Lou Rees-Zammit, he wasn't going to stop him, even if he hadn't tripped over, which he had. And if it wasn't for this tap tackle by Watkins or whatever his name is, don't even know who he is, it completely stopped him. And he was running in, and that was winning Scotland the game. So I personally think that won Wales the game by that tackle because it got the turnover and bloody good effort.
Absolutely.
Yeah, would 100% agree. And that about wraps it up for this round 2 Six Nations review, which again rhymes, from us at Much Ado About Rugby. If you did enjoy the content, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like the video. And follow us for more rugby-themed content. And we'll see you in the next one. Thanks very much. Bye.